Alright, what's up everybody? We're on to, but we've just watched Bethesda's, what do they call their thing? Showcase?
Yeah.
Showcase? E3 Showcase. I had a few issues watching it. They had a few streaming issues and that, so we've gotten through that. Okay, straight off the bat, Maddie and I don't know an awful lot about the Bethesda games. I've seen, played bits here, there. Matt's played bits of things like...
They made a good game once and I liked it.
Yeah. So we'll go through what they announced. If there's anything we can talk about, I mean, I don't expect this video to be overly long. And talk about how they handled their presentation because it was really odd. But anyway, so they opened the thing with the developers and their children, and I don't know if that's whether they're going, we're trying to target family orientated stuff, or so. I have no idea.
Complete opposite of that, because
it was really odd. And then the games that they showcased later was like, these aren't family friendly. Like, so yeah, then they did like an opening montage of just whatever's come out in the last couple of years or whatever. And then the whole theme of the conference was like a theme park.
It made more sense if we were there. Yeah. There was an actual Bethesda land set up.
Oh, so they set a Bethesda land up at E3. Yes. Okay. Oh, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Even then, it seems a very odd sort of...
Yeah, it is a bit.
Trying to be unique, where sometimes trying to be unique doesn't always kind of pay off. But anyway. So they spoke about some VR titles, Doom and Fallout. That's nothing new. We kind of knew that was coming at some stage.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it looked good.
But did they show a date, or are they just...
No, they have, and that's the thing. In more or less in their conference, there was only 2 games that got dates as such, and it was weird. It was the 2 that they hadn't announced until this conference.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the mindset is there, but the gameplay for those looked alright. I mean, I haven't played Fallout to know, but you know, it looked like it controlled well. It looked like it could be immersive, but
yeah, I think I'd get sick playing that. But
which one, or both?
Both.
Yeah, Doom was very sort of, well, not jumpy, but it was very, because of the way that game is, it was kind of, yeah. I think if you suffered with motion sickness, you probably wouldn't get along with it too good, but that's all right. They covered a bit, obviously Elder Scrolls Online and the Morrowind thing, which once again
came out a few weeks ago. So they were just showing like a trailer for it.
Yeah, and once again, it's like, okay, we know this exists, so that's, you know, the first, it went for what, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, something like that. The first 20 minutes was stuff that's either come out ages ago or stuff we've heard about multiple times. I don't feel like there was a lot of groundbreaking, oh, this is new.
Yeah, I feel like Bethesda's doing a conference because they had enough content to do a conference the last 2 years, and now they just feel like they should keep doing it. It's like, well, all this stuff could be announced at other people's conferences.
There was a whole thing about Creation Club.
Yeah, that looked interesting.
That looked yeah, I was going to say, that was it. To begin with, it kind of sounded a bit, user content kind of stuff, but it sounds like they've got other development teams being involved in that process to create content.
It's part Bethesda, part other teams working with Bethesda, and then part community members all working with Bethesda.
Yeah.
So
it's still overseen by Bethesda, so it's not like it's going to be, you know, some random stuff.
It's just a place for like high quality mods that, you know, people are got to be willing to pay money for, and I think that's fine. For all the DLC we're willing to buy for all these games, I think that's cool, because I don't like mods at all, but if there's like a curation of solid mods for a game, then I would care more about that than just...
I guess it's, even though it's mods, I suppose it's more, because it is being overseen by Bethesda, it's not just some random mod you're downloading from a random user. I suppose it's a little bit more...
It is more
leaning towards DLC.
Yeah, what is the difference between a mod and a DLC? Like,
I suppose if
Bethesda are doing it and putting it there, then it's DLC, and we're not modding anything.
No, so it's a weird. But look, it could be good.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looked interesting. They spoke about Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Now I missed a bit there because of all the glitches and God knows what else was happening. Yeah. Is that DLC or add on to the current game? Like, it's not a new title, it's like a and that's coming out on the 15th of September. That looked alright. Quake Champions.
Yeah, I thought that
I
looked
played
cool.
Quake. It's gonna really make me. It's gonna make me really, really old. I played the original Quake, back close to when it came out. Good game.
Yeah, I like Quake. It reminds me of Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, it's that style of game. They're doing their $1 million massive championship competition thing.
Yeah, I never really cared for Doom, but I've always liked the multiplayer arena shooters.
I played both. I can't remember a lot about either of them, to be quite honest. But yeah, no, I mean, they were good, but I can't differentiate between the two. It's been that long. And then they finished off with 2 titles, Evil Within 2. That looked pretty good. I've never played the first one.
You sure it's not Evil Within Z?
Was it 2? Was
No.
it Z? Oh, don't go back. Fuck you. It's a 2. Yeah, no, it looked good. It was quite creepy looking. It had that atmosphere. It was a visually quite good. I haven't played the first one. I heard good things about the first one. I've actually wanted to play that game, but just never gotten around to playing
it was one of the earlier next-gen games that I thought I might play, but I just never got around to it. So.
I find that with a lot of things. I look at a lot of Bethesda's titles and go, I've actually said I'm going to play that at some stage, and then I've never actually gone and played it.
Yeah, Fallout 4 I always want to go back and play, and I just never do. I'd like to give it more of a chance than I did. I played it for less than 10 hours. I'm not crazy about Skyrim, and I played it way more than I played Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Fallout 3, so I really should give it some more effort.
So, and that's coming out on the 13th of October. So that's good. And Wolfenstein was what they finished off on, the new Colossus. So that's Wolfenstein 2. It's weird. They're releasing 2 games within the span of like a week or a week and a half. Like, they're releasing Wolfenstein on the 27th of October. So like 2 weeks after they've released Evil Within 2.
That's weird.
It's very, very close. Wolfenstein was weird. I haven't played Wolfenstein, the first game.
Yeah, it looked a lot different than what I remember the first one being like, but I don't know.
There was Nazis and there was
Yeah, the first one was very much like...
KKK and there's some shit going down.
I don't know how close it is to taking place after the first one or what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, once again, don't get me wrong, their games look good, like visually look good. The other thing which we missed because the stream was dodgy was obviously with Skyrim coming to Nintendo Switch, they also announced that is it just the Link amiibo?
It looks like it. Hopefully there's others, but it looks like it's just
the
Link one.
It looks like the Link amiibo is the only one compatible at this point because that's what they've shown. But you scan that on your Switch and you get a costume and the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield and that, which look really cool. Sad that that's probably the highlight we've taken from this, but
yeah, well, that was the one I was looking forward to most. Still no date or anything for it, but
overall, it kind of, not to put them in the same category, but the only thing I can compare their conference to is like a Nintendo digital presentation.
It would have been good.
It was like an opening with someone talking, and then a closing with someone talking, and then like a 40-minute.
I think there would have been less expectation for it if it was just like not a live streamed, advertised as a big event thing. If it was just
if they just sort of went, we're going to put up a 30-minute or 40-minute presentation, like a Nintendo Direct or something like that. But it just didn't.
Yeah.
They had technical difficulties, which is not necessarily their fault. It just seemed like a streaming issue that I don't know who's behind all that, but it really did make it even more disjointed. Like it wasn't a solid like walking out of that was like what even happened, you know? And they had these weird connecting things, and it was sort of cartoony, and like the in between the actual serious gameplay, it was like trying to be family friendly, and that's the way I not that that's probably what they were trying to achieve, but it was like what you're showing is quite violent. And
no, the in the between bits just looked like goofy Fallout-y, like cartoony shit.
Yeah.
Which is what Fallout Shelter was like and how they do some of those cinematics, but it was more so the opening that felt distant from it, I guess. But
what I was surprised was there wasn't, say, a DLC announcement for something like Prey. I thought we might have got something for that.
Yeah, probably just too soon.
But yeah,
if they're even going to work on DLC.
Well, that's another. I mean, they showed it in their little sizzle reel thing at the start. But yeah, no, walking out of that, it was kind of a bit odd.
Yeah, it was just because it was sequels, and that's about it. The only one I went into wanting to hear about was Skyrim for the Switch, and we got like a 1.5-minute trailer.
Yeah, and they didn't really say anything. Oh, they showed a bit of, well, I'll say gameplay, but like how it's the motion controls are going to work.
Graphically, so that was a good showing of what it's going to look like graphically. Whereas what we saw of Skyrim in that initial Switch announcement trailer was just footage from another Skyrim.
Yeah, which is
over
not
the top of the Switch.
a great way to do it.
So it's definitely a downgrade graphically, but I think it looks pretty good for a handheld.
We still didn't get a date.
No.
Which is disappointing. I don't think they can leave it much longer. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as if it's not a new game. Yes, I know it's a port and all the rest of it. And they got this and that, the other, but it's not a new game. Like, I know Skyrim's well received, and I've not played it, but being on Switch, I may, because I'm playing a bit more on my Switch than I do other things. But I don't know. I thought they would have come out and said at least a quarter. Like, it's going to be, first quarter next year or later this year or something, but just nothing. It might drop sometime. I mean, I doubt Nintendo is going to cover it. Like, I really doubt it. I mean, they're only having a half an hour presentation, so I can't see them using that time on something that's not their IP. So, yeah, so...
Yeah, no, nothing. But just, I was seeing when Nintendo tweeted, it says this fall.
This fall.
So
who tweeted that? Bethesda?
Bethesda did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't show that in the thing, did they?
No.
Okay, so...
It doesn't look like it anyway. But yeah, it just says, take Skyrim Switch with you in all walks of life this fall.
This fall. So that's our spring. So end of this... so we'd be looking, or August, September, October, around then. So it's not that far away, really.
Good. Yeah.
Considering the console came out in March. So yeah, alright, well... sorry that this hasn't been quite as... even if I was a fan, I would have gone, well, you didn't really announce an awful lot of new stuff, and even what they showcased didn't seem like stuff that would go, even for a fan of Bethesda content, would go, oh wow. Maybe Evil Within and Wolfenstein being new titles.
Yeah, I think people who like those are looking forward to see it, but it doesn't seem like anybody was crazy about Bethesda's ones, so I don't think we're odd ones out.
Because we got a bit delayed in watching and that, I did see the odd sort of thing on, Facebook and Twitter and that, and it was a very lukewarm reception. Like, very lukewarm. People still going, well, it didn't feel like a conference. That was the mistake. They should have just done a digital presentation at some stage instead of having a conference. But I think you're right. They're in the mindset. They've had content the last couple of years, and now they're like, oh, we do need to do a conference, so let's just sort of mush something together and put it out. So that could, well, not backfire. People still back their IP, but it's just, just a weird one. So,
yeah.
All right, well, so... Thanks for listening. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Our next thing will be maybe Ubisoft, depending, but definitely Sony. Maybe. It's a big maybe on that one, depending on who's available. Sony's definite, so it's definitely Sony tomorrow, and then definitely Nintendo at some stupid time in the morning. That may just be me. So, all right. So, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and
I'll scrabble to it whatever.
Just click a button, do something. All right. Cheers. Bye.
Good day.